Now, this next story, I wouldn't have believed it except that Caleb told me about it, and I trust you, Caleb. So the problem with Prince Harry amounts to sausages at breakfast. Please explain this to us.
Everyone should trust me, by the way, James. If you're at home, you can always trust me. So apparently, when they were little tackers, they're sitting down to breakfast, Harry and William. William, this is according to Diana's butler, William gets served 3 sausages on his breakfast plate. Harry, I'm sorry, I can't control myself. He only got 2 sausages. Oh, what am I going to do? So this bloke, this butler, reckons that this is where it all went wrong, that it was evident from the beginning that Harry was playing second fiddle to William, and this is the cause of all of his problems. He only got 2 sausages at breakfast.
Can I just say, as one of 7 children, the fact that this guy only got 2 sausages is the source of trauma. I'm a walking miracle. The fact that I'm a functioning adult. We didn't even close our eyes during Grace. It was like literal Hunger Games then. Like you were fending for yourself. You should be lucky you got 2. That's sheer luxury.
You know, my big takeaway from all of this stuff with Prince Harry is I've got 2 younger sisters and they're now in my phone as spare 1 and spare 2. And I think every older child in the country should do the same thing.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Apparently there's a push on for 2 extra public holidays. But before you rejoice, this is the Lowry Institute saying this will make us a more cohesive country. OK, do you want to explain that? The holidays that they're suggesting are, they make sure that they specify non-Christian holidays. They suggest Buddha's birthday, Diwali, Lunar New Year and Eid. It's a big fat no from me on this score. I am so sick of the West presiding over the loss of what little culture we have left. None of these countries celebrate our Christian holidays.
Yeah. You don't
and yet
want
here
more
we are
public
inviting
holidays,
everybody else's into our country. No.
Well, before we get on to that, my objection to this is that they imply that Australia is an inclusive country in spite of our Christian heritage rather than because of it. And I believe it's because of our Christian heritage that we're so inclusive. When Saudi Arabia have a public holiday for Easter, well, then maybe we'll look at a whole other lot of holidays. I get the impression you just vote for a holiday no matter what.
Any old excuse. They can give it a public holiday for the first day I had a drink for all I care. But I reckon they should have a public holiday for the first day of every test match played in this country.
I would vote for that.
Australian.
We can all get along for that.
I'd be down
That's
with that.
a real Aussie public holiday. I know you'd be there, James.
I'd be there, absolutely. Public holiday for the Melbourne Cup right around the country. You vote for that?
Yeah, Nick Rees said that earlier in Paul Murray's program. I'd love that. I'd be there every day of the week.
Why not? Speaking of craziness, the war on J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books, continues. There's a bookbinder in Toronto who's found a market for Harry Potter books, but with J.K. Rowling's name removed from the cover as the author. This is obviously in protest of her supposed transphobic views, and these books are being sold for $170. Now, here's my thing with this, Liz. These are people who are complaining that they are being erased if we don't acknowledge them, but now they are erasing J.K. Rowling from her own work.
I don't see how this is legal, firstly. But secondly, the woman has never said anything transphobic. Like, literally, she has simply said, men are men, women are women. She believes in biological science, as do I, which means there are 2 sexes, period. So they can identify as they please. She's never actually gone after anyone in the trans community. She's simply said, I stand by biological science, and they've taken such offence at it. They're actually now ripping books off the shelf and selling them without
and these books, I'll just make the quick point, they're selling for $170, the de-rollified books. All I will say is that a fool and his money are soon parted.
And of course, it doesn't matter if you take the name off the cover. We all know who
it's the
wrote
same
the book.
book.
It doesn't change the fact